Palladas our favourite. Right to go. Racing, beautiful level dispatch and safe work the inside. Palladas is going forward. Favourite's got the lead now. General Wolf now. Palladas, not much room. Trying to squeeze it into the clear to strip. Palladas and safe work as well.
What are we going to tell Jimmy next time?
Hopefully not worse, and I'd love it to be better.
I know it'll cheer you up, mate. We're back at Doomben. What do you reckon about Doomben?
Yeah, it's back at Doomben. Doomben's, mate, I say it all the time, it's my favourite track. So.
I'll turn your attention to Night Mariner. Been off the scene for quite some time. Let's string together some cliches. What's his chances?
He's got good abilities, he's got good action, and he's normally got this really good unflappable attitude about him.
Yep.
And hopefully that's what we see on Saturday.
Insert comment, barrier.
The barrier has dented my confidence somewhat.
Jeez, mate. That's a fair bit of a spruik. When's the party start? Champagne popping?
Friday and Saturday.
I know Lloydie's a bit of a former astute expert or self-proclaimed, but had a good write-up of a few of your horses last week. What did you think of those notes?
Yeah, he just does the same thing. He just steals my notes every week with the rude crumpet. We know all this. It happens all the time, but he has some sort of following out there too.
Thanks again, Tony. The Mugs will be drinking plenty of winner's piss Saturday night. Are you going to get in on the fun?
I'll be certainly having some of that myself.
Riveting vision there, Mugs, all round. Golan's Gospel always answers the hard hitting questions, and boys, we're back ready to hone in on another weekend. Well, to be fair,
home being the key word.
The week before, when we had one winner between the three of us, last week, the only way we could go was up, and we went up.
We did.
Yep. And I think it's mainly looking in this man's direction.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you pick any winners? Doesn't matter, mate. This is the Nick Lloyd 5-minute spiel.
Yeah, I backed a few winners. I think I backed 4 winners actually.
It's the haters barking at you.
Barking at me. Yeah. Well, that might be one bark for each winner I backed. No, look, the scratching's probably helped, to be honest, because a few that I think the two of the winners that I did back, I backed Safe Work in the Palladas race, and that was sort of, I didn't want to back Palladas or do the strip of Garoppolo, so when Zucchini came out, it left me there, and something else that won. But a couple of nice wins. Ocean Treaty, good win in the last. I forget what else won, to be honest. Rich Listed, that was a nice win.
Well, yeah, I was pretty surprised by that, to be honest. I was like, wow.
And Goggle, of course.
Go! Beats banging, mate.
Bills, mate.
Hasn't that thing grown a leg? And of course, O'Day Hoisted have got about 7 legs dangling right now. They're flying that bloody much. Goggle's become a bit of a nice little ATM for you, Bean.
Yeah, it's going good. He goes, just runs right, Doomben, round the back. What was he like, second or third last on the corner? He always gets back. And then he just rattles high.
I don't know if he really does always get back.
No, I thought his last prep he was sort of up on speed because Contemptuous came from behind him that day. And
knocked him off. Yeah, I suppose takes off midfield or something. He's never in the front 2 or 3 though, around the corner anyway. But
another bow to the string, as you would say. Well, I'm glad that we're starting to hone in.
That's right. That's the big word.
Once we get our Canadian club, pink gin, or even beer, we'll take a beer sponsorship. We can have drink every time we say these words, and that would be definitely one of them. Hone it in, because back at Doomben, second weekend in a row, we got a bit of continuality, I guess you could say. Back at Doomben, rails out 4.5, I believe we said, and we were just discussing. We do it every week, but soft 5 at this point. But we're here in Bean's sex dungeon basement, sweating balls, and Lloyd's wearing a beanie, which is a great plug, so buy a beanie.
That's right, jump on to mugsfunny.com.au.
They're just versatile for all seasons of the year, really.
Particularly in Brisbane in the middle of summer.
Exactly, but key point, middle of summer, mate, it's hot. Bean, is it going to get to a good come Saturday?
Mate, it'll be rock hard, honestly. Unless they're just running the hoses overnight on a Friday. Seriously, how they even come up with a soft 5 today is beyond me. It hasn't rained for a week. I think last Thursday was the last time it got wet. So that's just insane. Yeah.
Well, and speaking of tracks, our great friends at the Brisbane Racing Club, in particular the board, No, but it was good. They released, I don't know if you watched it all, I sent the link through to you.
Yeah, I
Right?
did.
But they gave us an update on Eagle Farm,
Yep.
which kudos to them because, well, should have been doing that maybe the last 2 or 3 years, but it just answered the questions that we all have, and that's
Looked
when
a
are
bit,
we going to
looked a
see...
bit sandy.
Yeah, it looked a bit sandy, but, you know, it's 13th, I think, of March was that first meeting back.
Yep.
Maybe you
So
ran that.
Bryce has got to get through the top dress and then we'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
And they even invited the patrons to come out and have a look themselves,
Yeah.
which I believe is Monday. So who knows? Maybe.
Romantic Valentine's Day stroll in the park.
I'll tell you, well, the park or the beach, well, it depends what,
Yeah,
how
one of the
that
two.
sand profile is going back at Eagle Farm. But boys, we've got 9 winners to pick, and it's vibes up because it's also the first Group 1 race of the season, the CF Orr Stakes, which is the immaculate handicap
great race,
Victorian
isn't it?
racing that we've got. And look, we'll get to it because I'm sure that will take half an hour in itself to bloody just go through it. But races 1, 2, and 3 at Doomben. Not a lot of substance to them, so we might just try and hurry this show along and get bloody home, to be honest. But we're over the mile. Galloper Sports Club, the greatest sponsors in the world. Magic Conqueror, always been there and there around and abouts, I should say. $4, but that's the field in this race, and you could probably say that for 2 or 3 horses that have just always been there or been abouts. Give us one for race 1, Lloydie.
Not much confidence, but I thought Abracadazzle probably the one to go. It's the wet tracks. It gets a bit of a dry deck on Saturday. Sammy Collett, Tony Gollan from Barrier 3. They're all ticks, but yeah, like you say, not a great race.
Yep.
Well, when you got Lunasit in there as well, mate, at 650.
Exactly one of my
You're in a
favourites.
bit of trouble.
Jeez.
You're in the sea, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
Swimming.
Texas Storm for me. Form behind Profit and Smart Meteor seems pretty sharp for this.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of, you both sort of gave Smart Meteor a bit of a push and he's flying. So, $10 happy with the rail out should help horses that are trying to sort of run on, but I'm not keen.
It'll probably be handy too, won't it, from the inside alley?
Yeah, well, I thought that also
because
yeah.
I give it a huge chance as well.
Yeah.
On that.
I think it's the value in the race
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Well, if you're getting the value, mate, I'm going the shortest possible way home. And that's a $4 favourite at Doomben. Magic Conqueror, just think he might have ran against some better horses than this in his past. Just look, he's third up.
Yeah.
If he's going to be fit and win, he's ready to do it. Put it that way, or she's do it. I haven't even gotten that far, but well, I guess you're talking, informed jocks as well. There's probably 2 that spring to mind. KWT, he's on board. Bozza Thornton's probably the other one that's red hot at the moment.
Hey,
So
what about Benny Thompson?
I'm taking
He's flying.
Benny Thompson, another one.
Jimmy
well,
Byrne? Is he
well,
still on that list, Bean?
if he's we'll see. Well,
Mate, to his credit, he came out and said it was a poor ride. At least he admitted
Oh,
it
yeah.
was a crap
Yeah,
ride.
he is
So
well in front.
most of the time they come out and go,
Yeah.
oh no, just didn't have a chance or something. At least he said
tell
it
you
was a
what,
shocker. I like.
Well in front
We're-
of the premiership.
we're talking, the bigger questions in life. World peace probably never be achieved, but for racing peace to happen, you just need an absolute slaughterfest on a $1.40 favourite because the world comes together.
It does.
And it's in direct attack at Jimmy Byrne.
Yeah.
But they come together and it's a wonderful thing.
It is.
It is a wonderful thing.
That was a few multis, I think, might have gone down.
Yeah.
That was the good quaddy leg I needed.
Look, well, speaking of the man, Benny Thompson, and
Yeah.
look, they're riding that well. He might change his name to Benny Thornton when they bloody get hitched.
Yeah, that's right.
The Thorntons.
And on another bloody pivot, Thorntons or Azzapartis, which family has more of them up and about? There's that many. There's a new Thornton every week that
That's
seems to
good.
ride a winner up here.
Collet, there's a lot of
Collets,
Collets too.
Yeah, there's a big family of Collets.
Sam,
from
Alicia
over
and
the
Jason.
ditch.
That's why no one else can get a ride in Brisbane because their families here shacking up and taking
Burns
them.
and Lloyd's, the
Lloyds,
Lloyds are out.
Yeah.
there's one of them's here, mate. They're infiltrating everywhere.
That's it.
They got creeped out from Rocky.
Oh yeah, send them back. But on that, back to serious because this is a real serious horse that hasn't been that serious for a while. Can he turn Tamalade around from being a cat milk drinker, potential in the sea candidate, or to being the Gosford Guineas winner that spanked him that day, flying down the outside? $2.70 you get to find out, boys.
No, zero chance at all. Indian Dreamer should be the favourite in my opinion. I think gets a kilo on Tamalade on the last start. Never missed a place this trip. Likes a good track. Yeah, it should be winning, I think.
Nice. I'm going back to the well. Eric Kanji. backed it first up.
I was going to say, if you were about to say Tamalate, I was throwing my
Which well are we going
Which
for
well,
here?
exactly. Look, first up, it was a very long time. It was longer than a year. It was 13 or 14 months between runs. First up for the Costa Yard, and it got back at the Sunshine Coast. The race, it was really slow. It was a race that Wolf Moon won. I think it was what are we
Oh, yeah, they did.
It was 1.7 seconds slower than the other benchmark 72 over the same distance the race after, and 2.6 seconds slower than the Sunny Coast Cup. So it was a proper crawl. The last 600 was good, so it was a real sprint home. He was back last. Total forgive run, didn't make any ground. Gets to Doomben, drawn barrier 1. Jimmy Orman 6. Might be a little bit closer, but yeah. Eric
No.
Ganji, yep.
Yeah, tough race. I'm siding with you, Ben.
Yep.
Just, I just think Tamalade's problem is just, you know where, well, it's not the problem. We know what the problem is now. You know where he's going to be in the run.
But he's not Chautauqua, though, unfortunately.
Unfortunately not, and we can say that about the last 5 starts that he's gone around at ridiculous odds and keeps burning me and sucking me back in.
Yeah.
Burning me more than Jimmy Byrne.
No C yet, because he's sort of, won enough and placed enough. He's going okay, but you get another 7 runs without him, and he's probably getting pretty close.
Getting close.
You know what Tamalade might need, boys? He might need a change of scenery, right? That's one of the...
Okay.
Been a little while between wins, and I suppose that brings us into my runners, how to train a horse.
Oh. The world famous segment's back for another week.
It is back.
Sponsors have stayed on board.
That's
good
right.
to know.
It was widely received last week, I think, wasn't it? So,
Yeah.
but look, like I said, Tamalade hasn't won for a little while. That change of scenery sometimes sparks horses up, but you know what else can? A set of blinkers. So this week,
This will be good.
this week in the MiRunners Facebook group chat, we've had
Proud sponsors.
We're up to owner number 2 now.
Yeah.
They obviously own Fixated down in Victoria, Ben and JD Hayes, and this owner number 2. I have a request that I'm sure a few others would agree with me, and that is we need to get Fixated to another trainer with a different way of training. I've got no problem with Ben and JD, as they have plenty of success with their horses. Fixated needs a spark in his training methods, so a change of trainers out in country New South Wales, or I would love to see him in Queensland too. So come on, MiRunner people who run this show. We're still here with some of the horses doing exceptionally well, and I think a spark and Fixated everyday training methods might just give us another reason to cheer. Please take some time to consider this request. Cheers from a shareholder. So that was on the 15th of January. On the 14th of January, Fixated race. So this post came a day after Fixated run around. Ran 4th, a little bit unlucky, in behind, carried a big weight, lost horse, momentum in the run. Next start, comes out and wins.
Wow.
Still with Ben and JD, and the spark, well, it wasn't a change of scenery that it needed. It's just the blinkers on first time. So,
Wow.
a lovely little gear change, and quick
So
note as
what
well.
you're saying is that they can train?
Yep, Ben and JD, they can train very well.
Ben and JD must have called a country New South Wales trainer
And
to
found out
get the tip.
how to do it. Yes,
Right.
but they're currently 3rd in the Victorian Metro Premiership as well, so going quite well.
Yeah. Not good enough for some people apparently.
No, but,
I think people want me to just go 9 from 9 every start. We'd like a Winks report card, please, today.
yeah. So
Great.
there you go.
Great for the
Ben
industry.
needs to
Great
change
for
the
the
scenery
game.
when you got a gear change.
Exactly, mate. And the only thing more promising, more astute, more amazing than putting a set of blinkers on is going back to Doomben for the 20 metre handicap BM whatever it is this week. Middle distance, Chris Waller, invitational, big dance spectacular. We'll get there.
So, yeah.
And how else would you do it without a good old friend of Brisbane Racing, Stardome, starting at your $2.90 favourite? Someone just stop me talking.
Look, I'm with our candidate here. I think just the Southerners, when they come up here, they're just a bit better than these off-season, in particular, Queensland horses. Comes through a race behind Too Much to Bear, which had a fair bit of spruik about it. The other, Stardome's the other key player, but I just can't. It's just like, pop up one week and then disappears the next. And our candidate was in behind Wheelhouse, Kerwin's Lane, Solar Apex, South Pacific. They're all like, probably not necessarily, not group or black type yet, but a few of them are going to get their Saturday grade down in Sydney. I would stay, and Stinger prefers a Stinger out of the ground, but yeah, happy with that price. I think it should be favourite.
Yep. I'm with the other major player, Seat of Power. 2 starts ago, I put him in the black book, and he was just that little bit unlucky. Darted back to the fence there at Doomben over, I think it was over 1400 or a mile behind Sea Raider. We know how good Sea Raider form is. Then he was on the 7-day backup last start. Went around at the Sunshine Coast, and the race just was never going to suit his chances. Went forward, led, ran 5th, but. The comment I put in my black book was that I wanted to be on him 4th or 5th up when he gets to 2,000 metres at Doomben. So I don't mind. He'll have that extra bit of fitness in his legs on the back of a decently run race. Gets to 2,000 barrier 2 with Kyle's claim. He'll be thereabouts.
All right, boys, I'm smelling a stitch up here, and it stinks. And I don't really want to put this out on air, but I'm going hacky.
Oh dear.
I'm going hacky. And this is the great hypothetical that is racing. There was one day, and it was only one, because I think that's the only amount of races Hacky's won. Yeah. For some reason, he just went zing, went to the front. Might have been Caulfield, might have been Sandown.
He beat Mel and Declare in the.
It was that race.
That's how good he's going.
But anyway, he pinged the lids, went to the front, and they didn't catch him. And it was a rock hard track. I remember that day. Barrier 3. The unfortunate thing is, every jockey that's ridden Hacky obviously hasn't watched that replay because he hasn't done it since. Maybe Maloney, and I know you're listening, Rhino, because you're a massive fan of the show, and he's back from suspension, so he's going to need a winning paycheck, let's be honest. Barrier 3, ping the lids, lead, see ya later, 21 each way. I'll definitely know my result about 15 seconds into this race. Forget that, 5 seconds into this race.
Mate, you are the stone's on you.
Yeah, I know. I'm moving on quickly because it is that race, and it's a shocker. But we love it. That's why we do this every week.
That's right.
Mugs, it's not for our own, well, for myself hearing my voice for an hour, but it's for the greatness it is Queensland racing. But we'll say hello to our neighbours south of the border, because there's a man down there in Racing New South Wales, better known as Jesus from some, God from others, the Devil from Racing Victoria, but they'll announce that about 17 weeks later. But there's a new race coming to town, Melbourne Cup Day, the big dance. So, Lloydie, I know you're all over it. Why don't you inform the viewers, the listeners, what the dance is all about, mate?
Yeah, the big dance, 1,600 metres, 2 million at Randwick on Melbourne Cup Day. Yeah, so country gallopers, they've got to run in one of the 25 country cups in New South Wales to be eligible for the big dance. And yeah, they get their grand final dance party atmosphere to get the young under 35s to the track on Melbourne Cup Day, and I think it'll be the race directly after the Melbourne Cup. So
they said it was after.
That'll be trying to get
people are cashed up.
Yeah, when people are cashed up or arseless, so one of the two. But look, a lot of people are saying that it's stupid to have that race on Melbourne Cup Day, but realistically, how's it going to impact the Cup? Joseph O'Brien's not going to change his plans with a twilight payment to go to Randwick and run in a 1,600 metre race on the back of winning a Dubbo Cup.
It's not.
You might have homesmen go there.
It's horses that run in country cups.
Don't even have to win it.
Not country trainers.
Well, that's the only thing. Can Chris Waller take?
Yeah, because that's the issue with this kind of setup is that it just
but
turns
I think
turns into a premier stable.
I think it's still some eligibility that you've got to be.
You want to be pretty specific.
I think
otherwise it turns into.
I reckon it'd almost have to be your highway trainers as well.
He came out the other day and said he doesn't take them to the country.
Yeah,
because he's such a good bloke. And I was like,
it's a great play, mate.
I was like,
I think what you'll see though, they've learnt the lesson from that first year of the Kosciuszko with that kind of thing. So remember, you'd have Chris Waller send all his horses to bloody some country trainer, go on the race, and then all of a sudden they end up back at Chris Waller's stable. So I know they changed the Kosciuszko to avoid that. So it'd have to be something.
Just needs to be ticked off because otherwise it does. Yeah, but
of course they've got another race as well, a new race, the 5 Diamonds. So there's two new races.
Breaking for Bean and I here listening in. Jeez.
Yeah, so on I think it's a Saturday, November 5, 1,800 metres, $2 million for 5-year-olds.
Oh.
So he gets another reason to stick around after the Golden Eagle. And I think
for another year.
Yeah, for another year. So I think that means the Craven Plate goes from 2,000 back to 1,800. Spring Champion gets pushed back, and there's all these.
Well, they're cashed up, aren't they? Racing New South Wales.
All of the prize money's gone up. So a metropolitan race, minimum 150,000 now on a Saturday. So some big money. Which,
to be fair, Melbourne Cup Day racing is pretty unreal. So
it'll be great to have that
extra.
extra.
But that's
a good thing,
and that's my look on it. Like people that are in Sydney going to the races, well, they're not going to Melbourne anyway. So why not have the best possible outcome that they can have?
Spectacle.
Hint, hint. We could probably do something up here in Brisbane, have a decent race, or
$1 million mug.
Yeah, well, I'll put a suggestion up throughout the week. A nice little 600-metre sprint down the Eagle Farm Straight. You know, that'd be incredible to watch, wouldn't it?
Sugar Boom
might be a chance. Sugar Boom. We threw out Ball of Muscle was another great starter. The Cleaner, you could probably get a gig.
Buffering, bring him ahead of Rashad.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be great. 600-metre sprint. Thank you very much. All right, we'll move on because we get carried away. And then we're moving on to race number 4. But cool concept, the big dance.
It is.
I'd love to see, and we're just going back to it because race 4 ain't too much chop either. Be good to see like the Melbourne Cup epitome. So Brisbane Cup, Brisbane Cup, Sydney Cup, Melbourne Cup, all over those longer staying trips for like one big mega, all winners compete. And you might only have like 4 horses running in it, but that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
What would be? It's an idea.
No 4 horses are run though.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, what
Perth Cup, Adelaide Cup.
how many states are there? Yeah, there you go. Even the NT Cup.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Doomben Cup. Imagine that. Facing very elegant.
They'd probably win it if it was held in the
3200
farm. They're used to get used to the rock hard dirt, mate.
Well, rock hard combinations. Jimmy Byrne, Des Forster, race 4, Mugs. Caffrey. Geez, you would have been
I was on
kicking holes in walls last time.
Yep.
$2.70, mate. There's been a bit of money come for it already. Night Mariner is another one that's back. So it's had a bit of a long let off. It won a handy race. Well, I think the mile beyond is obviously where they want to go. So that's what you're looking at. Long layoff. How wound up is Night Mariner because it's a good horse back in the day. Cracker SG's the one as well that's ex-Rocky form.
Yeah,
maybe.
Townsville, Mackay more so. But
back with the Costier, it's probably been knocking on the door as well. So, Beanie, you're chasing your money with Caffrey.
Yeah, look, I don't think there's any reason to jump off. I mean, it was pretty all over the place down the straight to Sunny Coast if you saw that. I think, like, I've got my notes there. Night Mariner is the X factor because I think 1800 is probably its go and beyond. So, 1350 first up query, but sometimes they're just too good. I think the speed sets up nicely. Draws in 7, so he should be maybe 1 or 2 or 3 pairs back on the outside, hopefully. And I think these southern horses. This is from Stokes or Moody. Stokes or Moody.
And I reckon,
I just think a few of them are just
a big wrap on it.
I think a few of them are just a fair bit better. Like
I reckon he used to jump and run for Moody too. So that's what
but
Sunny Coast was.
Sort of sat off, and then it really was
come home
rattling home. Like if it has a straight run, it wins that race, right?
Yeah.
So and then it's probably $2s or $1.80 here. So I'm happy to take sort of, I think it was 3s, but $2.70 now.
Well, that's almost the question here, Lloydie. Who leads? You've got Shinto, knows no other way. Rex, Double X, Absolute Artie is in there as well. Harlequin Field,
that thing led last time. That's why I just think it sets up nicely for one of these ones.
Paces
out of the pack late.
Yeah, look, I looked at Caffrey and it was the same race that Eric Kunji comes out of, the slowly run race. It wasn't all that far away. It was unlucky, but I think it suited that last 600 was aided by the fact that they went so slow early that it looked a little bit better than what it was. I'm with Night Mariner. I just think, like you say, the X Factor, first up goes good. Doomben, he's all over that, all this form. I think his last run might have been in the Wink Skinnies when Wapiti beat it. So that's pretty handy. And it's trials, actually. That was the interesting point too. His first trial back, Needle, Wolf Moon, Scolopini all in it. They've all come out and won. Most recent trials, second behind Buying Time, who won on Friday night. So, I mean, it's not a race, but that it's not like it's been beating camels or whatnot, or up against camels in the trials. They've all been going on and winning. So I'm happy to be with him with Ben Thompson and Tony Gollan.
We'll round up the easy trifecta here, boys, with Cracker SG, Just think fitness is the edge here. Maloney on board, he's going to have a field day for Mozza. Gee whiz, Christmas cards coming in bloody February for Rydog. But yeah, as I said, knocking on the door, mate. Night Mariner, just want to watch go around. Happy to have you have a winner, mate. Once, that'd be nice. And Caffrey the same. Got caught up last time. Just don't know if that was a good result or just a Sunny Coast Friday night bash out.
Yep, fair enough. Jeez, I backed a few favourites today. Today, haven't I?
It's probably just the
I just
easy
looked
way to
through
go.
it.
The
I was
longest
like,
price
oh,
run is
I'm
$6
not-
or something.
Yeah, I
so
think
it's-
mine was 10 in the first, and then the rest of they get shorter and shorter as the
Yeah.
day goes on. So,
Well,
Okay,
good
not
news in race 5, you're going to have at least $5 odds.
Yeah.
Because that's what you got in the field. So that's how we sort of, become astute and we're looking at value, mate. Even though it's a favourite, it's value.
it is.
Rhino again, the Linus for the Edmonds yard. Yeah, they probably haven't fired a shot too much recently, the Edmonds yard.
12 months.
Oh, 12 months, there we go. I was going to say a couple of weeks.
I struggle to catch them, eh? I'm really not good with the Edmonds runs. Not that I dislike them or anything. I don't get them when they're on, and can't catch them at all. But yeah, interesting.
But just on this field though, Mugs, just looking on one betting site here, we've got 7 under $10,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Where's your eyes going too early, Bean? I see Capri of Tuffy was a former midweek Beans banger, mate. Are you sticking with what you know?
Yeah, look, no, I've actually jumped off Capri of Tuffy. It was up there. I sort of have it in another one. I've gone the other way. I'm with Zucchini here. Look, I think it belted a few of these, not Capri of Tuffy, but a few of the others in a race prior. Runs behind Dovetail Diva. Then it's beat home Bafana and Snaz and Charm. Snaz and Charm probably should have won yesterday. Lloydie was on the Cullinan, so kudos, he gets the chocolates
Group
there.
1
but,
form lines, mate.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it was
It's pretty
Jeez.
easy,
Yeah,
really, isn't it?
That's the pinnacle of Australian racing. Like,
And the most important thing here, and this has to be noted and yelled from the rooftops, is we have a good mare's jockey on board as well, in Sammy Cole.
oh yes, of course.
So one start for one win this trip, but and loves a dry track, so Zucchini for me. Yeah.
Yep. That was pretty much my comment last Saturday when she was in and got scratched. I tipped her to beat Palladas and Garoppolo and co, so no need to jump off. She is accepted, I think, or nominated, one of the two, for the Country Championships qualifier at Grafton on Saturday too, though.
Right.
So take note, but
She wants to go to the big dance, eh?
yeah, or the Country Championship final.
Let the mare's jockey
The
ride.
big dance.
Man's jockey ride. Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
No, you finish your spiel,
Yeah.
I'm on Zucchini there as well. Thanks, Bean. But I'll give a shout out to bloody friend of the show, Big KO. The Master's at $51.
Yes.
Is that? I mean, you country boys, mate. You're tight. That's got to be a bit of overs considering the form that's been in.
I thought so, yeah. Look, last start she got beat 7.5 lengths, ran third, but Mix won that. Princess Tankos won second. Those two streeted the field, and it was absolutely pissing down with rain. And,
it was wet.
and really cut up. Start prior, third behind Sir Rocket at
That
the
was the
Gold
Magic
Coast.
Millions.
That was that Magic Millions Country Cup. So yeah, look, she's certainly good enough. Yeah, if you want to have a bit of an each way play and a bit of a throw at the stumps, I certainly couldn't talk you out of Vanasta.
I probably won't because it's a race 5 at Doomben. Nah.
Speaking of
Oh.
race 5, we're into race 6 coming up, and I'm pretty sure this could be a double up in the sea. I think they've been logged in the sea before, but it needs to be repeated because Bean Loss is not. He's not learned his.
Oh, no.
He's not learned his lesson.
I'm talking wop, wop, wop. That's some wet ass.
I don't, mate. I don't. You know how they say you don't lose, you learn? I just lose.
Well,
I just lose.
for those mugs who haven't seen the episode where we previously threw Zing along into the city, where we're pulling back out. In they go again. 17 starts for 2 wins, mate. 5 starts at Doomben for 1 second. Hasn't won in 12 months. And in the 12 months, it's run 5 seconds. This thing is, if you're back in this thing and just straight out, it is absolutely killing you.
Yeah, I know.
I hope Tegan Harrison.
I'm dead inside
I
right
hope Tegan
now.
Harrison is fit as a fiddle and flying because she's going to need to be at her peak to get his 4-year-old gelding home because he needs a win desperate. I think that's the worst part. 4-year-old gelding. So we're going to keep seeing him, and every 6 months or so, I'm going to pull him out of the seat and throw him back in.
We're going to be doing the same spiel in 4 years when he's an 8-year-old gelding.
Yeah.
So he bit the horse that ran past him.
Yeah, you see him have a
the other
nibble.
day. So when Shamrock Blue went past him, he's had taken a bite, which he had to go back to the trials, of course, and he trialled, and guess where he came?
Second.
Yeah,
Oh,
got me
Oh,
point
no.
2, but didn't try and take a chunk out of him,
Didn't
has
bite?
he? No.
Okay.
He's just, mate, he's a shocker. Anyway,
Yeah.
best of luck to the stable with him.
Well, he's paying $10 on Saturday, race 6 Bean. Now, we were just going to scratch that out, okay,
Yep.
because we've learnt.
Yeah.
We've all learnt.
Cannot win.
No, but you've got a couple of the top of the market. Luciello is, I know, a favourite of yours. Shares a favouritism there with Melissima. A couple of nice female names there, mate. Is it a short route home, or are you just setting us up to do a big plot twist here and get on Zingalong after that?
No plot twist.
damn.
Plot twist here. I'm
Thanks.
not on the top 2 in the market though. Look, I didn't quite understand how this market's come together. To be honest, I think Boom Nova's close to the best of the day. To be frank, look, it's form in the millions, runs behind Wisma Water, beats Miami Fleece, Safe Work since won. F Troops come out and won last weekend, so that
How about
race
that?
is properly stacking up. Even though I sort of didn't think that would occur, but hey, here we
Wisdom
go.
Water runs last in Sydney on Saturday.
But the other
That's
two
the
have come,
Brisbane form,
they've sort of stacked up. It's just a good form race. Look, I think $6. I think it was last night. I think it's close to the best of the day. It'll go forward. We got Boris Thornton, 50% strike rate. Boris,
Bozza.
he's
Yeah.
flying.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm happy to be against. I mean that Melissima, that's up from, is that Melbourne? Was it?
Former Melbourne, one at the Sunny Coast a
Former
couple of
Melbourne.
weeks ago.
Yeah, right. So yeah, look, I mean, big Premier stables, but I reckon Muncie gets it done.
Yeah.
mate. I'm with you. Yeah.
I think we've got 3 nods here.
Yeah.
Just
Cool.
pretty much
Best
one.
of the day then. That's good. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a big
Yeah.
tick.
I might as well just jump on you.
That's right. Interesting,
as well.
Lana, you always you pop up in the group chat or quite regularly to back 2 run at in the midweeks in Sydney, up here now in the Toowoomba stable.
Yeah, I
You
did
might-
actually. I did note that down as
Back
like
that
a
quite a lot
just
of
to
time.
see,
Watch this space.
Watch this space. It's just it's sort of a get back horse.
It's sort of a
bit.
massive camel, but yeah,
It just
interesting.
doesn't win.
But it might.
Yeah, so I think it's a watch.
Yeah, definitely watch. Boom over on top.
Yep.
Boris
Yeah.
is flying.
Boom Nova on top as well. It's pretty deep field, this one.
Yeah,
though, as
quite.
well, isn't it?
I reckon that's the best race of the day.
Another
One Shot Ruby,
first up.
Frederick the
Thursday.
Dane,
Yeah, it's a good. I actually don't mind
Princess
race 6. I
Bojack.
think it's probably the highlight of the card.
tough race. Even as a reach going around, that thing used to be a...
He got beat at Gatton, I think, last start.
Yes,
Good boy.
it's fallen for a fall from grace.
Yes. It'll keep falling. All right, well, boys, we're talking about Gatton and Toowoomba, so we might need to lighten things up in this room because we alluded that it's Group 1 racing fever. It's hot in here, and it's not because it's hot, it's because the fever's up. CF Orr Stakes Day. The most probably weirdest placed Group 1 of the whole calendar, and it's first. One, who I've only just heard about this horse last start, and everyone seems to think this thing is the future of Australian racing. $4.20 gets him with 59 kilos. Isn't this a handicap race?
No, weight for age.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, well that saves my
That's
rent.
why.
I was like, I dead set thought it was a handicap, and I think the lightest rated horse is 54. And I was like, how are these handicaps done these days? So that explains a fair bit.
That's it, yeah.
Look, it flew home last start, but again, it's got to prove it now at the top dog level. And horses like Behemoth have done that. I'm Thunderstruck have done that. Tafane, Bean's favourite.
Yeah, it's funny.
And probably the next spruiker in the race, Lighthouse. The big flashy grey, which is always great to support. But they're your top 5 in what's a pretty compressed CF Orr Stakes. I mean, there's a good couple of horses, a few unknowns, a few number fillers. How are we seeing the first Group 1 of the season there, Mugs, at Caulfield?
Well, I'm not keen on it at all. I don't understand why it's why we lead off with a 1400 metre race. Look, I'm with Behemoth. Came out last start and ran pretty boldly over 1200. Went down, but did everything right in a sort of a lead up run to get to this. I mean, it's bulletproof. Runs on the speed. Sort of will be thereabouts if the track's playing with that we'll call it the standard Caulfield bias, where they sort of vault along. I don't want to be on anything that's going to be running on late. I'm Thunderstruck's a massive risk at that. So is that Sinner one.
Yep.
I think is it 650 or something? I saw Behemoth that, or 550 now.
550 now.
Yeah, I still think that's
Bit of money
a
come for it.
I think that's a bit of a spoil anyway. Yep.
Yeah, I was with you, but I'm sick of not having anything to say because you jump in first. So
Just
I'm gonna
say
go with
mate.
Queensland form. Tefano. I think first up over the 1400 might be her go, and she's drawn inside Behemoth, so she's probably going to get to that one out, one back before he is.
Push him out.
Might keep him out 3 deep. Loves this trip. She won 2 Group 1s over the Queensland Winter Carnival. I've probably nearly talked myself into it, but just before we move on to Moz's top pick, potential the Archer runner here by a few inside sources. So the Hawk stable, saddle up Wild Planet. Few murmurs.
Few murmurs, eh?
Yep.
All right.
Won't say who or what, or yep, but
Group form.
could see it at Rocky in a couple of weeks.
It's going to be exciting up there.
It is, mate, buzzing.
What's the field size again for the Archer?
12.
12 horses, eh?
Yep. Wait for it. So you're probably going to get this entire field there if you want it.
Very well. This is the practice Archer.
Yeah.
That should ultimately be the new big dance. You win a Group 1, you get a field spot in the Archer
In the Archer.
for the greatest grand final
Yep.
history. Nice.
It's going to be good.
Behemoth for me as well. Just Caulfield, I just find is that horses for courses track.
Yep.
Big Behemoth loves it.
Yeah.
Jamie Carr on board, she's back, absolutely flying at the moment. Old J Carr, like she always does anyway. Whether it's at Caulfield or Mornington, but she'll kick off where she left off, and that's riding Group 1 winners. So glad we got that out of the way. It's exciting, and well, I am the Group 1 champion tipster of this table, so I guess we're up for the autumn now. The tally resets. I can't remember if I actually got a prize or not, but I'll just remember that.
You got a handshake and pat on the back.
Yeah,
that's about all you deserve to be fair.
A can of pink gin.
Probably definitely more. And it was warm gym too, and it still tastes
I think I
delicious.
bought you a warm beer and I walked off, so that's about it.
Well, I'm trying to go back to back then. If that's the bar that we've set for prizes, let's do it. Race 7, lads. We're into the quaddie now. So, got a few good horses, a few good races to come. So, we need to get stuck in. We need to get back to the seriousness that we know and love, and you guys know and love us for doing that. Self-indulgent. A last start winner knocked off the old Frosty Mango. $4. Enterprise Pomme for the ever-flying...
Yeah, O'Dane hoisted stable.
And the ever-flying Boswell.
Yeah, first up for them actually, from Michael Lakey.
Yes, I was going to say, I reckon that's a change of stable.
Yep.
But, well, the informed stable with the informed jockey,
Yep.
first up. Let's have a look at the first up stats to give you some more confidence there, Bean, if you need it.
Yep.
1 from 1, first up. $3.90 I'll give you. What do you reckon?
I'll hand to Lloyd, mate. He wants
That's the Lloyd bet?
to get his
Yeah,
chip
that's
Just
right.
in case we've tipped the same one
All
again.
right, well, I'm on the favourite, so I'll let you speak on my behalf.
No, I'm not on Enterprise.
Oh,
Pomme.
sure. Shit, now I've got to think of a spiel.
Yeah. No, I'm with Legal Esprit, actually. Won 3 from 3 last campaign, failed its vet when it was off to Hong Kong, and returned really nicely at the Sunshine Coast over 1,000 metres. I think Blackjack Boom was the winner, a bit of a spruik around for it, but got back, was pushed along, he saved ground along the inside and really peaked on his run at 200 at the 200 and then knuckled down again late. I thought 1,000 metres, second up again, would have been his go, but watch that replay, and he probably is more of a 1,200 metre horse now. He's a big, strong bugger, and with Kyle's claim he gets in, I think it comes down to 57, so he's still got to give the rest of the field a little bit away, but yeah, I think he's hardest to beat.
Star gamble for me. I'm sticking with.
Sticking with.
Look, I think this horse could be actually very, very good. It was a pretty nice maiden win last start at Ipswich. Due to run last weekend similar to Zucchina and was scratched. So I don't know whether that was the given the ground, something like that. But draws super. Should be 3 pairs back in the run. Benny Thompson on board. He's flying, and I think it can be winning at about the $7-8 mark. And it's a pretty even race across the board. So yeah.
100%.
Yeah, as stated, favourite for me. Just think there's a bit of, maybe the change of stable was the magic touch to turn this little bit of a non-winner into a winner.
She had, if you go back to her
Against
run,
Sydney.
so it was went down to Sydney, might have run 3rd or 4th behind, I don't know.
Jamaica. Yeah, pretty good
Furious or something like that. So Yeah.
And that's it. Always,
And
you know,
good
always
trial
ran
winner.
about. Like, you know, even her last start at the Sunny Coast, that was behind Rafero, who I still think is a pretty decent horse as well. So,
Day two from memory.
yep,
Yes.
great times.
Yeah.
Great times. Just like race 8. So, this is, again, another good race. A few non-winners that have just become winners all of a sudden. And, of course, I talk about Prophet, who we slagged for about half an hour one week on this show and comes out and wins like the best horse in Queensland. But the best horse in Queensland might be Sea Raider. Did you ever think that we'd say something like that?
No.
Hell no.
28 starts for 10 wins.
Sea Raider.
That's unbelievable.
Jeez.
Really?
So it's winning one like almost above 33%. That's unbelievable.
Well, it's definitely not
He's
in
on
the
track
sea.
for Queensland Horse of the Year.
He is flying.
Absolute, mate. $306,000 is what he's made in prize money. Flying.
Well, it's obviously the last 2 wins. He's just been cleaning up.
yeah.
You go down the list, there's horses like Humboldt Current, who's in this race. Should be in the 2200 metre race at the start of the card, but anyway. Look, there's a miler here that goes alright, but I don't know. Hal Manhattan, can you, Bean, what's this horse doing? Can you give me anything?
I've tipped it, but only off the back of Lloyd's Spirit, because I'm really not keen on this race.
Hey,
Like, I can't back
what's going on?
I can't back Prophet or Sea Raider.
Just stop, mate. Lloydie's got something he needs to say.
He does. He's got the spree.
I got the spree. We go worked it during the week. Said if it works, runs races like it worked, it wins.
Alright.
And if Cloak comes out and wins, I'm tearing Doomben to the ground.
Yeah, after last
I swear to God.
Yeah.
Like if that jumps off the canvas after 3 7s in a row and somehow lobs here,
I backed it last time.
I'm going to call Puric and ask for them
A good
to
friend
start swabbing, because seriously,
Yeah.
you cannot possibly come out and win that
Yeah.
thing.
Now look, Hal Manhattan from Barry 2, it was slaughtered last start, though. Sorry, but it
2
was.
starts in a row. I
2
reckon.
starts in a row. Like last start, sort of slow away. I thought it was probably in the lead last start. So there's no speed in the race, and he bombed the start, and then for some reason Aiden took off on him 5 and 6 wide around the field, and then he was the first horse beaten. But we go back in the saddle, senior jock, third up, fit, wins.
I'm going to have to stick with the inform horse of the millennium, really.
Oh, Sea
I've
Raider.
jumped on Sea Raider, and I've
What's
always...
its good track form?
Well, I always thought it was just an absolute mudlark, but it's
Yeah.
actually, it's placed 8 from 18 on a good.
Yeah,
Won
so it's
4 of
no-
those races, so it handles it. It probably just goes better on the soft.
Yeah.
So they've picked their spots a
There's
bit better. But
horses across the ground.
Well, loves-
Sea Raider.
loves Doomben. Last 1 from 1 tracking distance. Before that, it didn't really love Doomben, but it's a new horse. Steph Bourne,
It's just
Boris
completely-
Thornton's
it's just-
sister.
It's
He'll
completely,
tell her a
bull-
tip.
it's completely bulletproof. Like, it just
Yeah.
leads, it just puts itself in a position. There's never luck. Like, it just takes all of the problems out of the question.
I think you boys are in the same boat. I'm just happy to let Profit go around every start now
Yeah.
without me.
Oh, I was
anywhere
actually
near it.
very close to tipping it. It was just that if it was Eagle Farm, he'd nearly be best of the day. But
Yeah,
Doomben noob.
Sports bet's best of the day, so put a pen to it.
yeah, no, we don't like that. No. Alright, moving on.
But I tell you what, you say Sea Raiders bomb-proof. One horse that could potentially stake its claim as a bomb-proof commodity. 16 starts, 3 wins, 7 placings in the first up in the last race. Tramonto resumes. Last seen in the Silver Eagle.
Not a
It's,
bad race.
Not a bad race. Finished 11th that day, but you wonder why it sort of pulled up quickly. Well, we've got the answer, White Mugs. Jaden Lloyd on first time. Here he is. Tell us what happened to Tramonto last start, mate.
Nah, I'm just sitting next to my little love buddy, Sheridan.
Very good. Shezza, how are you, mate?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. What are you riding Saturday?
What's that?
Are you riding Saturday or you were just slacking it?
No, I'm at the coast.
You're at the
I'm
coast. Rightio. Beautiful. You get 2 in 1, even better. What are you on? We'll start with you. What are you on?
there. Me, I'm on one for Gillian Heinrich. My
Yep.
boss, obviously.
Yep.
I got one for Mr. Waller, which is good.
Yep.
And possibly one for Anderson if it draws bad on Sunday.
Yep. Oh,
And there's one more, but I don't know what it is.
another one for Helen Page. Got it there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Brinkmanship, yeah.
Yep. Oh, mate, good luck. We'll be following.
Thank you.
Gov, Tramonto in the last looks looks pretty hard to beat. You'd imagine coming off a Silver Eagle campaign.
Yeah, most definitely. He's a very nice horse. He's a grade 3 roarer, so he needs a bit of speed on his races, and that's what happened last time when he got beat. They went too slow and he wanted to pull too hard, and then he choked himself down. So, and there looks to be good speed here, so he should be right in it. And he's got good fresh form, so no, absolutely wrapped. He's got a nice gait as well, so there's a lot of ticks there anyway.
So I was looking at his fresh record: 5 starts, 2 wins, and 2 seconds. Last time beat Contemptuous first up. That form looks good enough for a Class 6 on Saturday.
Yeah, spot on. He's he's a very nice horse. He should be right in it, and even if it gets a bit wet, he can handle that. So he's very versatile, and I'm sure he'll be thereabouts.
Where do you get to from barrier 6? Do you look to sort of roll forward and be handy, or you just let Kingston's here go outside you?
Yeah, we'll roll forward. Look, I'd love to start one off the fence if I could. He's a big galloper. I think the more room he has, the better. I wouldn't want to be pushed on the fence and then they slow up or something like that, So,
yep.
If I could stay one off, that would be ideal. Keep Kingston's here 3 wide. That'd be great. But I'll have to have a better look at the race. But he's obviously got a bit of gate speed, so he'll probably just be a pair back or something like that.
Yep. You had the chance to gallop him during the week, you're saying. How did he? What field did he give you there, mate?
Yeah, super. He can be a bit aggressive. Like, it probably takes you a furlong to kind of wrestle him back a little bit, just to get him under control. But once he relaxes, he moves really well. He's a really nice horse. Look, I think he'd be winning better races than this on Saturday. I think it's just a bit of a kick-off point. So, look, he should be right in it.
That's it. I won't bug you on too many of the other rides that you've got on Saturday, but go back to last weekend. You rode a double there on a couple of nice horses, Dream Reacher and Rich Lister. What was the opinion of those two, mate, going forward?
Yeah, both really nice horses. I think Rich Lister has come back a lot better horse. I think she's obviously I've had the opportunity to gallop her a couple of times as well, and I thought she's probably grown a leg from a break. She's really furnished and turned into quite a nice mare. So I think she can go on with it now. And Dream Reach has always been a nice horse, but unlucky last start. So, look, they're both very nice horses. I think they can both go on with it from there.
What do you got coming up?
I'm actually moving to O'Days at the end of the week, so
right.
Looking forward to that.
That'll be good. How long's that sort of been on the cards for, in the works for?
Well, it's been trying to get me for a while, but obviously Mary was a great boss to me, and I didn't really want to leave her, but I think I got convinced at the end of the day. And look, he said he's going to obviously come in probably 2 months away from the carnival time, so you want to try and get your name to the bigger yards to have a go at them and then bigger races and that. So, very much so thankful for the opportunity and looking forward to it.
Does that mean a move to the big smoke, mate? You'll have to leave your little mate there at the Gold Coast, or you'll be doing the trip up the M3 every day?
No, I won't be doing that. I'll have to move up. So he's going to have to find a new cuddling buddy, I reckon.
The bromance, love it. No, good stuff, mate. That's exciting for you.
Yeah, very much so. Looking forward to it, so it should be good.
Rightio, mate. I'll leave you, get back to your cuddling with Shero.
Thanks, mate.
Another terrific edition of Lloyd on Lloyd there.
Yep. Lloyd on Lloyd.
Lloyd on Lloyd.
Yep.
Or Lloyd squared. I don't know.
Lloyd
What do you
squared.
want to
I don't mind that.
Yeah. And Big Shezza, he popped in too.
Shezza popped in.
Sheridan Lloyd, I think he's now calling himself as well.
Yeah.
So
If you need a housemate in the Gold Coast, hit Shezza up.
yeah, good on the voice. No crazies, I think he said for us, but that's all right, mate. You take what you get if we're giving you a shout out. But you're right, it's a good horse. $3 is what you're getting in the last.
Yeah.
Kingston's here is also another good horse, mate. Much to your detriment over the years, Lloydie. 3 in a row, it strung together.
Yeah.
After it was probably 3 losses in a row at $1.20 odds that it went under.
Yeah. You're right.
They're the two.
Are
they the two?
I think if you're having a quaddie, they're the two you put in your quaddie in the last race of the day. But I'm with Tramonto. Look, just the fact that Jaden's on with the 2 kilo claim, it's in with 52.5, and you've got to look. It's 3 runs. Well, 3 runs before it went south last campaign. First up, it beat Contemptuous, who we know what it's done since. Second in the gold market behind Desert Lord, carried 55 that day. Might have even been 56 actually. I think Jag was a kilo over.
And it was fucking home as well.
Yeah, and got
So I was on
post.
12s or whatever it
That's
was.
right. And then second to We Own a Smart One got beat 0.4 with 58 kilos on its back. It's down to 52.5 in a class 6.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, they were pretty much my notes. I reckon it's a living, breathing. Yeah, very happy to be with. It's $3.90 to $3 as well. They're climbing out of trees to back it, so I probably should jump on now. Otherwise, I'm gonna miss the price there too.
Yeah, could be the difference between a winning or a losing day. I think. If
200 on the schnoz, only bet of the day.
Yeah. Or whatever you've won early in the day, you just go chips in at the threes, and you either walk away 1,500 up, or you walk away 300 down. You know, like.
Yeah, I've got to jump in the pool with you boys. The pool of pain or the pool of success, one of the two. Just got to give a shout out to my old mate Explosive Quality, who I do every week, mate.
Yeah, actually, I think it was the third horse I put in the quaddy, to be honest.
Could almost, fifth, you always get a price.
Yeah.
And that's, we was nearly home last start against Mass Destruction there, and it would have been a huge result for Mozza.
Yeah.
Because I think it paid 30s, and it just would have made my tipping career back immaculate.
Positive.
But it's just another one that's going to sit handy. So good for the Quinella, their mugs. We'll have the Quinella on this week because we've got it in. We've got the cash in the account, ready to go.
Very good last week.
That's all right. That's why we did half of what we wanted to bet. So we got 2 good weeks running out of that.
Scratchings did kill out Quinella, so there was a lot of
a lot of horses were pulled out.
Yeah, and we don't like that, do we?
No.
Well, not a bad little line race card at Doomben. So, as we said, probably gets to the good, their mugs. So, scrap all your soft form. Don't even worry about looking at soft form.
Nah, it'll be
Bean's going to remind you why. And, mate, let's get your banger and a bit of an around the grounds.
Bean's banger race 6 Boom Nova for Muncyard. Very keen on. And around the grounds, mate, multi-banker. Race 9, Caulfield, Probabeel. That, if Tramonto is a living, breathing, then that is a certainty.
Yeah.
At the weights against those other chumps, give me a break. If it gets beat,
Rock hard track 2 is gonna.
Yeah, if it gets beat, I won't say give it away because then I'll have to get a job and not do this every week with you blokes. But it's surely it wins. Like, oh my god, come on.
Nice race.
Yep.
Best bet of the day for me. It's a bit of a toss up between Legal Esprit and Tramonto, but I'm going to side with Legal Esprit just at the. For the $6 price, we have a little bit of an each way play there at the 6s for Legal Esprit in race 7 at Doomben. Around the grounds, going to Randwick, race 7, it's the Light Fingers. Espiona returns, $1.50.
Oh!
Taking it on.
Who's this? I've never heard of this horse before.
I've never heard of Espiona
No?
either. That's why I couldn't believe it was $1.50. Only had 2 starts with 2 wins, please. Let's back a horse that was certainly beaten in 1,000 guineas. Heresy, $71.12 the place.
It's in at Caulfield as well.
Yep, but James Cummings has said Sydney.
Oh, hey,
Both of them in Sydney.
Yeah, right.
So,
cool.
I know Espiona could be anything, sure, but you're getting $12 a place about a filly who,
Been there, done it.
you know, and the 1,200 metre first up, I think that's a go. Third got beat 0.3 behind Bruckner and Artorias last prep at Caulfield. So
That's pretty sharp.
that's pretty sharp. Yep. And then Excuses next start, nearly fell start after, and then I just think had enough over the mile when I turned the TV off at the 200 because I thought she was home and hosed, and I checked and she's run 4th. But anyway, 70s.
Wow, that could be big. That could be huge. Could be huge.
Yeah.
Race 7 for Moz's must-have. Enterprise Pumet. I'll get in touch with you, Dave,
Might have
who
just
said
been Pom.
stable to clarify pronunciation. Fingers crossed they'll answer the call. Doubt it, but anyway. I'm moving on to Caulfield Race 7. There's one that I found should just get the race to suit. And that's at Race 7, the McAfee Ruberton Stakes. So there must be a few group races down there.
I think there's 12 group races across Sydney and Melbourne.
Yeah, it's
Right.
a pretty good card.
What about Brisbane?
I had a flick through earlier and it looked pretty sharp.
Look at this field. You got Artorias back, which is last year's Blue Diamond winner. We're coming into Blue Diamond season. Mr. Mozart, who I know you know and love. But they won't catch Oxley Road from Barrier 1. Rock hard Caulfield track. Good 1.5 it's going to be. First up for the original Dream Team. Peter Moody, Luke Nolan. How can you get
He
excited?
he does rate that
He getting
obviously,
five. He getting $5.
It was a bit disappointing in the last prep in what was that, a group race or a group? Was it Group 1? Or,
Yeah, one of those.
or
No,
just a Group
one
2
of
or
those
3 sort of
Group
thing.
2 or 3.
And they
races,
thought
I
it was a
think.
living,
What was it?
breathing. Everyone tipped it.
Just a canter down the straight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fast
Camel
horses
Cross.
though, like
Yeah.
fast horses without a turn, I think
Don't handle the
sort
straight,
of.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they're all.
well, they lose a bit of their advantage because
Yeah.
you don't really have the
Yeah.
caught in traffic scenario
Yeah.
as much.
That's
You're
why
not
that's why
necessarily-
the Halvorsons, the Prasados.
Not-
Yeah.
Yeah, they only win
You can
there.
be 15th at
I'm
Caulfield.
Wesley's.
Yeah. Be 15th at Caulfield and be 10 lengths off the leader, or you can be 15th at Flemington and be a length and a half off the leader
Yeah.
at the 300. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and it was. I just remember I backed it one day at the race at Master Crusader. Stamped himself back on the scene.
Yeah.
Come from nowhere to
Not
Mm.
win, knock him off, and that was at the huge odds. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Good on around the ground. So look, good weekends of racing.
Yep.
Everywhere you look, mugs, get excited because before we know it, we'll be doing a Blue Diamond preview. We'll be then up at the championships.
Yep.
We'll be then looking at the Golden Slipper.
We got the All-Star Mile in there as
All-Star
well.
Miles in there.
Zaki, 3
Zaki's-
days left to vote.
Zaki's back.
He's there, he's in the
Zaki.
field, but
3 days left to vote. That's gone quickly, hasn't
yeah.
it? And then we'll be cruising up in Lloydie's ute to go to the Archer,
Mm.
and we'll be broadcasting from the tray on the way
Yeah.
up. That'll be pretty fun, won't
Yeah,
it?
I think it will.
Yeah. Anything to leave the mugs with, boys?
No, I
Best
don't
of
think
luck.
so. Yep, good luck. That's all you can really say, isn't it? You know, we're not going to pull your tail.
No.
Nah,
Good luck.
Yeah.
good luck. That's all we do.
Back away.
Best wishes.
Try your best. Push down on the button harder.
Yeah, make sure you press confirm. There you go.
There you go. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
We'll leave on that.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.